Hey, everybody, welcome back for day 62 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are well and enjoyed your weekend, and hopefully, you got some crafting or crochet time in and some family time if need be. So, what are we doing for the 100 Days of Halloween? Well, if you are new here, you have been missing out on a lot of fun. And so, our lovely yarny friend and sister, Ranee, over at the Woolly Llama shop. Back in July, when she was doing a live, she was talking to several of us, and the 100 Days of Halloween was like quickly approach, and I mean like quickly. It was just days away. And her idea that she had for um her wanting to do 100 Days of Halloween was she wanted to do a Halloween fall themed blanket, but she didn't wanna do, like, one where you're just constantly working on this thing that is continually growing all at once. And because it's so hot in the South and everything, and she thought this would be fun to break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces, or 6-inch by 6-inch approximately, squares, and do one for each day of the 100 Days of Halloween or thereabouts. And I thought it was a brilliant idea. Each square would have its own theme or motif or colorway or applique that could be Halloween or fall or summerween. And I thought it was a brilliant idea. I was quick to jump on and say, I'm in, let's do this. And so did some other yarny friends and sisters. However, they are not making blankets with Rainey and I. Nova is doing wearables for herself and some near and dear littles in her life. And Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet, she's making all different kinds of projects. I knew at first she was only going to do the one, that was what she had said. And she made a handbag that she can keep her cell phone in while she's like either doing the fall apple orchards or things like that. And then she turned around and surprised us and did a matching scarf. And then she surprised us again and dropped another video where she had done a little amigurumi. And it's hard telling, she may be working on some more stuff. So, if you don't know my yarny friends and sisters, Rainey at the Woolly Llama Shop, Nova at Nova Gnome Creations, or Patricia at the Yarny Cat Crochet, go check them out. They are linked always in the description box because they're on the same crazy journey as I am. So, during this journey, Rainey has been more structured, although she has been throwing caution to the wind lately and pivoting a lot. And her blanket has taken on a what's the words I want to look for? A theme of its own that she did not intend. And if you don't know what that is, you need to really go check out her videos. Um, but every day when she drops a video, with the exception of most Saturdays and Sundays, she is drawing at random from this big long list she has compiled of different kinds of squares, appliques, and everything from the interwebs. She is drawing at random from her little boo box, her Jinx jack-o'-lantern of joy, and providing you guys with a free either pattern or tutorial that you can go on the internet and look up to work on your own kind of project, whether it's a blanket or like Patricia, she made the handbag, the scarf, the amigurumi. You can do these things in so many different ways. Pillowcases, placemats, coasters, anything. And if you guys are doing that, if it's fall or Halloween themed and you are working on a project, so far I've received one picture. Send me a picture of what you've made for me to include in a video. Because I'm trying to get a little more pictures so we can put them, have a little slideshow, so to speak. Because the one I've gotten is so awesome, and I really want to show it, but I want to get a few more pictures from you guys if you guys are doing anything. Or are you just sitting back and watching all the chaos and shenanigans that we're doing? So, but anyways, so far my squares have not been as structured as Rainey's. I've taken inspiration from her. I've also taken inspiration from Nova, from Patricia, from you guys, and also taking more inspiration. I've done a lot of freehanding. I've found things on the internet. I've been inspired by something I saw on a TV program or a commercial, or just out and about in the wilds, and doing a lot of freehanding too. And whatever I use, if there's a pattern on the internet or in a tutorial, I am putting the information in the description box for whatever square it was used for. So you will always be able to find those down in the description box for that day. So we've already completed days 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40, 41 through 50, and 51 through 60. So now we are working on 61 through 70. Yes, it is. Wow. I cannot believe we are this far into it already. So what I'm doing, because I'm grouping them in batches of 10 to make it easier on me on the count. Um, and whenever I get the next group of 10 done, I am doing a video short so you guys can get a little recap on what squares were done for that group of 10 before I feed my blanket. And if you're new here and you don't understand what I mean about feeding the blanket, I love black kitties, and Rainey's blanket may be known as the blanket that spiders built. Mine's becoming known as the blanket that kitties built because there's a lot of kitties and probably more to come. So, which we all know there will be. So, I do a video recap for those 10. And then once that video recap is done, as soon as I have enough time, I feed the blanket again. And I am putting my blanket together in a C2C fashion. So they're not all in like a row like this. I'm doing it in C2C fashion where there'll be 10 across, 10 up and down. And once we hit that number, we are on the decrease. And I'm finding that is a great way to join if you're doing a granny square blanket, because you only have two ends to weave in for each row that you add if it's a full row, where you start and where you end. And I'm loving it. It's making this blanket so much fun. So let's get to the squares. So we are in a new batch of 10. We started it yesterday. Yesterday, our square that was drawn at random the day before, because I have been drawing them at random from the Boo Box of Fate, and we will do that again today for tomorrow's square. And for you guys that are new, whenever I draw a square and I show it at the end of the video, you guys can put a suggestion or a guess in the comment section as to what you think should go on the square or what you want to go on the square. And I'm taking inspiration from that and I'm keeping a list. Yes, because I want to incorporate you guys. So, day 61 for that square, we drew out this very pretty, vibrant square, which is from this yarn right here, the Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Stripes in the Brights, which is also the same yarn I'm joining all my squares with. And these colors have been used a lot in my squares. So it's making my blanket bright and I love it. So I'm so glad Rainey came up with this project because I cannot remember when I have had so much fun on any kind of holiday, not just Halloween project. And yeah, and it's feeding my creativity like crazy. So we drew that square and I was trying to figure out what to put on it. And when I had made the squares way back when we first started this, I used a whole skein because I loved how all the squares were different and they all had a different color, um, how the colors flowed and everything. And I ended up having a smidgy ball left that I knew wouldn't make a complete square. And I've been waiting for a chance to use it up. And that way, that whole ball, that whole skein of yarn could be done. And we did that with the square. I made little trick or treat candies to put on the square. And normally I don't cover these squares because they end up so pretty with the colorways. But because the way this one was like screaming at me, and what was left of that little ball was so bright and fun, I just said I was going to make some Halloween candies. So we did. We put some candies on day 61 square. And then day 62, yes, yesterday when we drew out our square at random, we drew out this pretty sunset colored square that went from this yellow orange speckle out to a lighter orange, a darker orange, a light red, and then a dark red. And as you can tell, there is something on it. And I sat and thought about it last night. And let's see what you guys said. Um, okay. So, well, no, I didn't want to click on that. So Sam from Memphis Makes said everybody loves candy. She liked the square. How about the Hocus Pocus vacuum cleaner silhouetted flying across the sky? LOL. I love that idea. Um, I may have to try and figure out how to freehand that. Because I really do love that idea. And it could even go on uh a plain square too. Because we don't really have anything hocus pocus on the blanket yet. And then Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations said cute candies. I love the sunset vibes for this one. How about an alien? Yes, we do need to add one because we don't have one yet. And then Debbie Van Rensburg said, hi, Missy. Hi, Debbie. Perfect for the candle as the glow is already there. Keep up the awesomeness. And I wish I would have read through these last night because she is probably right with the glow. Karen, that square would be great to have a witch on her broom. The candy square looks yummy. Um, I agree. But we went a different direction. Patricia at the Yarny Cat Crochet. The square is cute. I say flying bats like coming out of a cave at sunset. Hmm. Lisa Knits. Hi, Missy. You could do a flying saucer. Love the idea, and it is on my list, along with Alien, Lisa. And then Alana Hawkins, owls come out when the sun goes down. Yes, they do. Or bats. So, did anybody get it? Well, two of you mentioned, two of you, Patricia and Alana. I did a bat flying against the sunset. And I did it because the other bat I've used, I think it's happened a couple times, is a different bat pattern. And I found this one and I wanted to work on it. It was a tutorial. Let me see who the tutorial was from. Did I even pull it up? Yes, I did. It's called Silly Bat Halloween Crochet Project, How to Do a Bat Applique for Beginners Easy. And it is by Butterfly Craft DIY. And it is a YouTube tutorial. And I will put the information. Yeah, it wants to blow it out. There we go. That's a little better. I will put the information down in the description box as well as a link to the silly bat. I didn't give him eyes or anything because he was flying across the sunset and I thought he was super cool. I really like this one. I like the other one that I have used, but this one was different. So I wanted to use this one and I think it turned out pretty cool. So that was day 62. So I guess with that, we are going to draw out a square from the Boo Box of Fate for tomorrow for day 63. Yes, 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 yes. And the countdown for my vacation is quickly coming. So, all right, guys. Let's see what we're going to draw out for tomorrow. So, is it going to be a cool one? Okay, we've got purple. Apparently, we're going on a purple kick again. And wow, I wove in this must have been one of the first ones that I did when I was doing my stack, because all the ends are woven in. So we are doing this. It's like a grapey purple, not a dark like midnight purple. So what do you guys think should go on here? Give me some inspiration. Because I have, after this one, I will begin the doing all the squares for during my vacation. So, what do you guys think? What should we put on this purple? And it's got to be something cool that's not going to blend in with all the purple and be too dark. So, I kind of have a thought. But I want to see if any of you guys are having the same thought. It's something we haven't done, not yet. Uh yeah. So here we go. This is going to be for tomorrow for day 63. We're doing purple. So I guess with that, guys, I am going to let you go for today. No amigurumi. I have some things in process, but there's not enough done on it because I've been prepping for vacation, and I've also been working on this, and I've been working on a few other projects here and there that I need to give some of my love to as well. Um, Hopefully, because I'm going to take car projects, and maybe some of them will be the woobles. I'm not sure. We'll see. But hopefully, come next Monday, well, it won't be next Monday because still be, I'll be on the way home from vacation. So, I don't I don't know. If anything, I can do a separate video for Amigurumi Monday. We'll see. So, with that, purple, guys, for tomorrow, day 63. What do you think? What do you think? I've got an idea. I've got an idea. So, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you enjoy your Monday, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you back tomorrow for day 63. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.